Okay, I'm really stupid. Okay, I'm really stupid. I thought I was live that. Okay, guys, I do apologize. I forgot to add myself to the damn stage. Wow, I am dumb. Wow. Man, that I am so sorry. Okay. This should fix things. Um, wow. I feel like such a moron. But whatever. Let's get ready to try that again. Okay. Now, now let's talk Derby. So where were we? Yes, sloppy track. Okay, I think Coal Battle is a good choice for a sloppy track, but I don't think he can handle the distance. I think Luxor Cafe is actually the top choice for a muddy track because both Coal Battle and Neo Equos, who have already proven slap or flop. I mean, if he's as good as everyone says he is, then he should be able to win on any surface. Um, And the Santa, I think one hint that maybe he can do it is that the Santa Anita Derby, the track was actually deeper than it normally is. So he got the chance to feel what a different surface looks like, and clearly that had no effect on him at all. So maybe that could be a hint that he just does not care, and that his class should get him across the finish line, even if he doesn't like the mud. I hope so too, personally. Like, I really want it to work out. Um, Sovereignty now has to bear the curse of the 17 hole because of Rodriguez's defection. That'll be interesting to say the least. I mean, he's one of the classiest horses in this field alongside journalism, so I feel like. All right, see ya. Oh, whoops, this is the wrong save file. That's a different save file. That is for private play. This so far has not been your derby. Yeah, you've had some bad luck, but maybe it'll turn around. What the? Oh, game one. I'm so okay. I think your luck will turn around, Mr. British lad. At least you get all your bad luck out now, right? Citizen Bull, that one hole will beat him before any other. But that one hole will beat him before any other horse gets a chance. I'm rooting for Luxor Cafe as a class act. That the Japanese should have won last year. That colt will hopefully do it for them. Yeah, I just feel so bad for Japan because they did everything right. Although Luxor Cafe, I probably wouldn't feel. Wow, yeah, you've had some poor luck in the last couple of years. Hey, look, it's never too late to start winning. Oh, perfect. Let's try horse name in the Shadowbrook special. Let's see if what they're all about. This should show them what they're capable of. And Miss Majestic Red, we can run them in an allowance race. Oh, wait a minute. They're already a stakes winner. Maybe I should. You know what? Let's just put these two against each other. Let's see what happens. Let's see if either of them can do this. I think the three best horses are Journalism, Grande, and Baeza. That's a unique take. I think of them, Journalism is the best, but I think any of them could win. That's a good point. Grande, but you seem to like the kind of what's the word? The very the full of potential but under raced horses. Both Grande and what's the word? And Baeza, they're both very talented, but I think the big problem is just that they don't have enough races under them. I think that later in the year they're going to be monsters, but not right now. I don't think they're peaking at the right time. Pick if it rains, I'm going to Luxor Cafe. Luxor Cafe is my mud horse, but I'll probably have to relook through the field just to see which mud horses might stand up to that. They should put Sky on Luxor Cafe instead of Lemaire. I mean, Christophe Lemaire is one of the greatest jockeys in the world. I think they're doing okay. I'm going with the coach, 25 to 1. Oh, with American Promise. It's not a bad choice. I mean, 30 years ago, Lucas won the Kentucky Derby with Thunder Gulch, and then he had like two way better looking horses, but that didn't matter. So maybe we're about to see a repeat. I mean, Thunder Gulch and American Promise do look alike, but it's probably just the blinkers. All right. Now let's see what kind of racing we're about to witness today. In the gate, we're off. All right, horse names. So stalking behind horses. All right, he's picking up speed slowly but surely. Final furlong. He's got to go faster than that. Come on. Ah, darn it. He stalled. Phooey. Ah, man. Well, he ran all right, but just didn't get it. Okay, that sucks. Perhaps I have overestimated my itinerary of horses. Oh yeah, Miss Samantha's Beach. She's a good one. She's in fact our best. Now I remember. Now it all comes back together. Let's check the stake schedule and see if there's any good mile races coming up. She won the metro area, which is frankly impressive. Um, the Ocean Mile, that should be a good choice. And then the Ice Cold. I mean, Publisher could have an outside chance, but luck is not on his side, as no man has won the Derby since 1933 with Broker's Tip and Don Mead in the irons. Good recollection there, buddy. Yeah, Don Mead, like not like 5 years later. What's the word? Like 5 years after that Kentucky Derby, he got like suspended for fixed races, so that was rough. Um, and then there was also for Broker's Tip, that was the only race that horse ever won. In all his races, he only won one race, and it was the Kentucky Derby. I just find that so amazing. Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams, a 7 furlong sprinter. I forget, how good is this one? Hasn't really proven themselves at the grade at stake level. We'll give him a wait. All right. Let's go and give Samantha's Beach a race worth running. She's a miler. My pick for the Oaks is 5G on Luis Saez. I'm going with Good Cheer. I think actually the inside's going to be a disadvantage. I just keep on thinking of the fact that 15 years ago, Bob Baffert had a good horse named Looking at Lucky, a way better horse than Citizen Bull, and Looking at Lucky got shut out on the rail, and that's why he lost. Because he had the number one post position. So he's in a really tough spot. Oh, there you go. Now you're thinking. Now you're talking. Okay. Gentle Quinn in the super speed. Then Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams. I think I might just wait on them. Oh, the Ocean Mile. That's a semi-ambitious challenge. I want to give that a go. Sovereignty will win this race. Book it. Well, if Sovereignty does win this, Mr. Jackson, he will be the first horse to break out of that infamous post 17 to win it. He'd break the curse with Rodriguez scratched. Now it's Sovereignty who is the curse bearer. So he must be one heck of a horse to do it. I don't doubt you though. He's one of the classiest horses in this field, and he's going to relish the distance. He's going to relish the not necessarily the post position, but he's just going to enjoy having so much longer of a stretch to run. Like, what's the word? Like closing. Like at Gulfstream Park, the stretch was so short. Like, oh my god. and now he gets another 110 yards and a mile and a quarter distance. I think he's going to love it. Yes, Rodriguez is scratched. Unfortunately, he came up sore. They're going to save him for the Preakness Stakes, where he could be pretty lethal. Yeah, you're right. He won the Street Sense. So that would make a good point. It's not, I mean, yeah, number one's not all bad, but usually it's more beneficial for a closer because they can just relax. But like Citizen Bull, he needs to be faster than everybody if he's gonna have a chance. Because if not, his window gets shut off and he's done. Even if he gets that clear position, he's still gonna have to worry about East Avenue. Take a look over here. Samantha's Beach. The Jerk Chicken. All right, let's see if we could. The Jerk Chicken is a race that always screws me over. I'm gonna be real honest with all of you. Like, I've only won it once in my on a different save file with different horses. It just never works out ever. It just never does. Slam Dunk. I don't think he's a slam dunk, but I think he's one of the better. But I think that he deserves the role of favorite. That's the big thing. I think he at least deserves that. But he's very beatable. There's a lot of ways he could lose. He's going to be going into very deep waters. I want him to win. He's a sentimental choice for me. How do you think Rodriguez dropping out affects the pace? Well, the thing is, I'm not sure how much it did because the Baffert horses, one of them was going to the lead and the other was not. Baffert isn't going to send two horses to cook each other. So I don't know if even if Rodriguez was running, he would have gotten the lead anyway, because Citizen Bull, I think, is his preferred choice, even though I actually think Rodriguez is the better horse. Watch out for American Promise, son of Justify, who won the Derby. He's a big horse in 5 post. You also like Final Gambit? Okay. I do like someone with some interesting new ideas. American Promise is a long shot, and he has a lot to prove because his only win over 2 turns was a maiden, and the biggest race that he ever ran was over 1 turn. So that'll be interesting. Final Gambit is either going to be like Animal Kingdom or he's going to be like Endlessly. There's going to be no in between with that horse. He's a huge risk, but he could be an interesting angle. I've heard that he gallops kind of turfy though. Same with Flying Mohawk. Also, Flying Mohawk, his owner Jason War said that if one more person tells him he has no shot, he's going to strangle them. Unfortunately, I think that I'm going to have to get asphyxiated. Sorry, Jason. I just don't think he has that much of a shot. But hey, look, it's the Kentucky Derby, and I'm here for it. I'm here to be proven wrong. It certainly would make things interesting. Okay, we got our group of horses. I think I'm ready to go. All right. If I'm right, maybe I can make back my bank and make sure I don't fall below $4 million. All right, Quinn. Come on, Quinn. Come on. Ah, darn it. Oh, come on, Quinn. Fight back. That's it. Attaboy. There you go. Bravo. Still got it. Still got it, old boy. Yeah, that's the thing. This is the second time in a row. That's a great point that I totally forgot about. Last year, Lucas brought the most experienced horse in the field, and it was a son of Justify, and it didn't work. And I mean, Just Steel was second in the Arkansas Derby. There was a real angle to be played with him, but it just didn't work out. And then he just got knocked out for a year. It was just an example of going to the well too many times. Atta girl. Yeah. African Princess. Those two now stakes winners. All right, let's see if now it's starting to get more ambitious. Can Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams get forward? I don't remember their running style, so I don't know if I'm totally done for yet. All right, come on. Come on. Pick it up. Pick it up. Okay, you're picking up speed. I don't know if you're being. I don't know if you're fast enough. Final furlong. This is where the race is won. Ah, darn it. Wait. Ah, phooey. I was so close. Like by a tenth of a second, I finished fourth. Wow, that hurts. Tell me if I'm wrong. Looking at Lucky with Garcia up, he broke from the rail and lost in the 2010. In 2010, and 15 years later, Citizen Bull breaking from the rail. Yeah, that's the timeline. Looking at Lucky was a Bob Baffert horse on the inside. He was the favorite. He was also the champion 2-year-old, so he was even more impressive than Citizen Bull was. Different starting gate back then. I just don't really think that matters in this case. It would have made sense if like looking at Lucky broke from the auxiliary gate, but he didn't. He was still pinned on the rail. Double play, I'm really boring journalism and good cheer, but I'll be honest, I actually haven't even looked at the Kentucky Oaks field. I just assume that good cheer is going to destroy everybody. That's just what I'm going with. All right, come on, girl, win the jerk chicken. Win the jerk chicken. Ah, crap. That race has always been bad luck for me. Always bad luck. We ran good, but just didn't win. It always dooms me. Darn it. All right, I broke even. All right, I'm gonna have to be more careful next time. Majestic Red. Maybe he just needs some distance. Okay, I'm gonna take. You know what? I haven't learned my lesson today. I'm gonna take another risk. I'm gonna try the Ponca. All right, we'll try them both in the Ponca Stakes. And Tom's swimming. Forget what distance is Tom swimming. He's a miler. So, yeah, he doesn't really have anything this week. We'll save him for later. Complaints about the one hole in the old gate were that they almost hit the wheels when they broke. Hang on, okay, that's a good point. Let me check the 2010 Kentucky Derby because I just remember it being okay. My computer's moving at 5 frames per second. This sucks. Yep. Okay. So he nearly dodges the wheels. Now, what's the 2024 Kentucky Derby gate look like? Do they get some more space? Okay. Okay, they do get it is a little better. It is a little better, but okay. So that actually reminds me. So 2024, it was Dornick who got the inside, and Dornick was well, he was a front runner, and he got shut out by Mystic Dan. So the same thing that happened to Looking to Lucky happened to Mystic Dan. So it still is just as possible, but yeah, it might be mitigated a little bit. But I could totally see what happened to Dornock happening to Citizen Bull. Regime Mirage. Let me check. I remember that he had a comeback trail, and he was on the comeback trail at some point. He resumed riding in December after an injury. Okay, so he's basically in full spin. He's just he's riding at Gulfstream Park. Wow, he's a busy bee. He's got like 5-6 rides at Gulfstream for 2 straight days, and then on the Kentucky Derby day, and then he has to fly up to New York, and then go back down to Florida the following day. Dornick was not as quick out of the gate as most. That is also a good point. So, yeah, it might be a little easier for Citizen Bull to break out and take the lead on the inside. But it's never gonna. I would never say that it's where a front running horse wants to be drawn. I think it's safe to say that that wouldn't have been Baffert's first choice if he could just with the flick of his hand put him in a position. All right, the Ponca Stakes. Let's see if our horses can win. We're off. The good news is when I run out of discussion point to talk about for the Kentucky Derby, I can just play around in this game and keep things going. All right, I think Majestic Red is finished. Hey, look at this horse name. Look at that. Horse name's a Grade 2 winner. I think this is starting to really pick up. Horse name ran a heck of a race. All right, so that's a new personal best for him. So that was worthwhile. Oh, would you look at that? Wahoo! I don't know about you, but I'm on cloud nine after handing the breeding barn over to you. I don't know what would happen, but you have proven to yourself to be an elite breeder. Okay, so that means that we now have a something silver. So that means that now we have a Grade 2 race under our belts. All thanks to Mr. Horsename, or Mrs. Horsename, I'm sorry. Let's talk about how many first-time jockeys are starting in this Kentucky Derby this year. I actually haven't checked how many first-time jockeys are riding. I think Rispoli's written before. Let's see, Umberto Rispoli entered in the Kentucky Derby. Okay, Flavian Pratt has written before. I mean, he won on Country House. Martin Garcia, first time in a while. Saez is, I believe, I forget who's riding Neo Equos, but I know it's not Pratt. Machado, that must be his first Derby mount, probably. Machado probably rode in the Derby, never rode in the Derby before. Juarez is certainly a new contender. Lemaire rode on Dermasoda Gake, so he's not new. Luan Machado. Has Luan Machado ever run? Okay, Machado is a first-time Kentucky Derby rider. Okay. Javier, Manny Franco. Wait, does Manny Franco get to ride? No, he doesn't, but that would have been interesting if he got to ride Tistastic. American Promise to Win from Jim Greek. That's an interesting one. Okay, so it seems as though that's a semi-regular theme here. I think a lot of people really like the Lucas horse. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm as convinced as everybody else, but it would be cool to have that horse win. So I wouldn't complain if American Promise won. Let's just say that. That's a very good point, DJ Kent. Like, I think that's a better angle to go with because, like, I remember people were kind of nagging on, I think it was it Umberto Rispoli on journalism because journalism is only ran in small fields, with the exception of his maiden race. But at the same time, you had mentioned, and this is a great point, that Rispoli has ridden in Japan successfully, and Japan. Excuse me for the voice crack. Sorry about that. And Japan has huge fields. So Rispoli should be used to. So Rispoli has at least experience in it. Joao Moreira. Joao is one of the best jockeys to ever live. I don't think anyone should be worried about him riding in his first Derby, considering the success he's had in Japan. So Joao is fine. Oh, Nick Juarez. So if American Promise won, Nick Juarez would win the Derby with his first mount. Now that'd be a heck of a story too. New jockey, old trainer. Jareth Loveberry. Right, he did write two fills. Okay, Joseph Ramos on Flying Mohawk. Juan Vargas, yeah. Okay, so Joseph Ramos on Flying Mohawk, that's going to be a ridiculously tall order. And there you are, Vargas on Coal Battle. That okay, yeah, that's the classic. Looks like Rain, who can ride the best in mud is the question. Another good point, Jim the Greek. Or Jim Greek. I think Jimmy the Greek's somebody else. Well, Risk Billy certainly probably hasn't ridden in mud for very recently. Although he is riding earlier in the Churchill Downs card. So if it's gonna rain and it gets floppy tomorrow, then I think he'll at least be familiar with what's up. So, I mean, any jockey. I mean, that's actually if all the jockeys, let's say, that are riding in this race, um, with the exception of like the international jockeys, are riding in the undercard races, then I think they'll have time to kind of trial and error it. He did win the John Velasquez did win in the mud on Always Dreaming. So very good point, Mr. Ladd. What are your thoughts on Colt Battle coming from post 15? Do you think he can overcome being so far outside? Well, he's gonna be out of trouble, but yeah, I mean it's gonna be a long race, and he's only gonna go further. I think that's gonna be really tough on him. I don't know if Colt Battle can handle it, but of course I'd be very happy if he did. But happy and possible are two different stories. All right, Mr. Tom's Swimming. Is there a good mile race for you? Nope, there's not. Has Sovereignty ran in the slot before? Not to my knowledge, but let me check. Sovereignty. I know that he didn't when he was at Gulfstream, and the Street Sense, it was clear as day. So no slop during his in either of his wins. Actually, maybe he did when he ran at the Big A. He ran a race at Aqueduct. No, that was a cloudy but fast track, so not then. And then his only other race would have been at Saratoga. And Saratoga was clear and fast. Okay, so he's never done it. Sovereignty has never done it. Built would have been your main pick. I mean, they knew the horse better than us. They know the horse better than us, and they said that they'd rather run him at a mile. So if that's what they want, then I'm all for it. Built's a nice horse, though. Like, I think that if he takes the mile, maybe he could try something like akin to Seize the Gray last year, where he takes the Pat Day mile and then springboards into the Preakness. That's a possibility. I worry about Sandman's greenness when he hits the wall of sound in the stretch. I mean, if sound's going to be a problem, they're going to stuff cotton into his ears, so that should at least take care of that. At least in my opinion. I mean, they're doing that with Tistastic, and you never hear about people worrying about him because he's got cotton in his ears. Sandman's a little overrated. I like him a lot, but the people who compare him to Secretariat are just pure insanity. Yeah, that's so stupid. That is so stupid. Every year, though, that happens. If there's a good horse who's a favorite in the Kentucky Derby, people will compare him to the only horse that they know, and that's Secretariat. I'm not saying that to be mean, but most people, that's the Secretariat is the only horse that they know. Sovereignty gets the jinx, number 17 gate now. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Rodriguez scratches, so each horse moves over. So it's not like they're gonna run so like Baeza does not take Rodriguez's gate. Rodriguez is going to break from the 20 starting stall while wearing saddle towel 21. Meanwhile, every horse that was to the outside of Rodriguez gets moved over 1. So yes, Sovereignty now is the bearer of the curse. So that's going to be tough on him. Maybe not everything up. I mean, the pace scenario I don't think was changed all that much, but yeah, he did change the curse, so maybe Sovereignty is now out of this. But the first position knocked him out. I think it's actually not just that. I think it's his distance capabilities. Because of his very poor loss in the Santa Anita Derby, he has actually yet to prove that he can go further than a mile and a 16th successfully. So his distance abilities are now highly suspect. You all right, Joe? That's another good one. Joel Rosario. Who's he riding in this year's Derby? Oh, Tistastic. Yeah, okay. A lot of my friends rag on Joel, but I think he's a good guy. Hello, fellas. New to horse racing. Glad to catch one of your streams. Oh, hello there, Herr Sure of the End. Welcome to the channel. I think I've seen you before, and we're really happy to have you. Any questions about horse racing? Just send them my way. I'd love to introduce you to the sport that I love most. If he can get the lead from position number 1, I'd be very impressed. I would be too, and that would actually lay claim that he's legitimate. I don't want him to win, unfortunately for him, but if he did that, I can't complain. I can't deny him that he's good. BRB again. All right. See you in a moment, Pearl. But yeah, like anyone, like this channel is welcome to people of all knowledge of horse racing. We want to introduce people to the game. So we're happy to have you. All right, let's get. Looks like we don't really have anything to do this week, so let's just go forward. Saez has been put out of a mount. Has been put out of a mount now. Well, who's Saez riding? I thought Saez was riding Neo Equos. If I remember correctly, I thought it was Neo Equos that he was riding, or Neo Equos. I don't actually know if who's riding him. Neo Equos jockey. But I'm gonna have to verify that. Luis Saez. I do feel bad for Saez. No, Prat is riding Baeza. So basically, Prat, if Baeza didn't get in, then so he was on both, but he got taken off. So what was happening is that his first choice was Baeza, but if Baeza didn't get in, he would ride Neo Equos. But because they both got in, he's going to his first choice, and his first choice is Baeza. Neo Equos is going to be ridden by, it says here, according to Steve Bick, that Luis Saez is riding Neo Equos. So yeah, Luis Saez rides Neo Equos. Equibase has to update that whole thing. Let's see. Oh, the Chesterton. Maybe this could be a good place to put him. Oh, wait. I might be biting a little more than I can chew. Let's try the City of Vibes. Yeah, that does suck. And I know Mike Smith was actually pretty excited riding Rodriguez in the Wood Memorial. But Mike Smith's done a lot, and I don't think he's going to be away from big races for too long. I think he'll be back and ready in no time. Gentle Quinn. Where should I put you? I could try him in the Tapberg, or I can try him in the Western Jimmy Crown. Yeah, let's try the Jimmy Crown. Quiet Side and Good Cheer. I am totally unfamiliar with what the I'm totally unfamiliar with the Kentucky Oaks field besides Good Cheer. What's Quiet Side done so far? Is there an age limit for Derby contenders? Yes. Every single horse that runs in the Kentucky Derby every year is 3 years old. You only get one chance to run in the Kentucky Derby, and once that, and then that boat sails. Um, every horse who runs in the Kentucky Derby is a 3-year-old. I was on the Forever Young hype train last year. I was a little confused on why he's not on the bracket. So yeah, basically Forever Young, because he was 3 years old last year, he only got the chance to run in the Kentucky Derby once. That's it. Now he has to go to other races, which are for 4-year-olds and up. So he ran in the Saudi Cup, which is for 4-year-olds and up, and the Dubai World Cup. I'm not sure what he's doing now. The 2013 Travers, Rosie Napravnik was supposed to ride Orb, but they decided to go with Jose Lascano because Rosario had been injured. So technically, a female jockey could have ridden a former Derby winner, just not that they won with. That was the Rosie Napravnik, one of my favorite jockeys growing up as a kid. She was also she rode My Lute that year, and her 4th or 5th place finish, I don't remember, in that Derby is the best finish in the Kentucky Derby by a woman jockey. So she was already making history. Chasing tomorrow's dreams, you're going to the Tapberg Stakes. Samantha's Beach. You're a good miler. Let's just get you into the Chesterton. All right, let's get you there. Everyone else. All right, let's go. And then Chantel Sutherland lost to Mike Smith in the 2011 Classic. That must have hurt. She was so close to making history, and Game on Dude never got that good again. He just never could do the Breeders' Cup again, even when it came to his home turf of Santa Anita. It just never worked out. All right, Tom. Booyah. All right, Tom's swimming. Let's get grooving. All right, now the Tapberg. All right, tomorrow. Don't drop too far back. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Ah, darn it. Not far enough. You're running all right. Wait. Oh, yeah. Who said Sovereignty got 17? Well, he did. So he's going to wear he's still going to wear the same saddle towel, but because Rodriguez got scratched, they're all moving over. They all move over. They all move over one spot. So now Sovereignty is going to break from barrier 17 because Rodriguez is scratched. I don't know who those horses are. All right, Samantha. Come on, Samantha. Come on. Dig in. Dig in. Dig in, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on. 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 Yeah, baby. Just got up. What a valiant girl she is. Bravo. Oh, that's their names? Whoever Mike got was a way better horse. All right, Quinn. Come on, Quinn. Ah, darn it. I think I may have pushed him too far into the deep end here. All right, Quinn. Pick it up. 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 Ah, darn it. The wire's coming too close. But we did get second. And we did lose to a horse who just had a track record. So, honestly, no shame in defeat there. Man, that's like the last time they ever held a match race, like, ever. All right, African Princess. Still undefeated. All right, African Princess. Let's try you in the Salone. All right, let's try you in the Salone Stakes. Horse name. All right, I think African Princess is going to have to take this one. She already ran pretty well last time out. Julie Crone won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies on Half Bridled. That was the last. I think that's, and then later Rosie won on Untappable, and then announced to the world that she was pregnant. I mean, the fact that she won a race while carrying a literal child, um, absolutely amazing. It's a shame that she retired so early, but at the same time, if that's what she wanted to do with her life, and if she wanted to start a family, I can't knock that. Starting a family is a beautiful thing. So, for all the reasons to retire and give up a horse riding career, starting a family is a pretty good reason to. Top three picks, it depends on how wet it gets. But so far, I'm leaning towards journalism, Luxor Cafe, and right now, publisher, but I'm not so sure. The third slot could be anybody. There's a lot of different choices here. You are correct, Team Bitcoin. That's exactly what's going on. He's still gonna. They're not gonna change the saddle towels. He's still gonna be number 18, but he's gonna break from barrier 17. That is a fair point. I actually kind of forgot that she really was just that good. Um, so she wrote, it was, I believe, it was Believe You Can, and then after Believe You Can, it was Untappable, I think, and she was second on St. John's River in 2011. Yeah, there you go. Okay, most winning jockeys in the Oaks: Eddie Arcaro and Manny Ikaza. Yeah, I mean, to win two Oakses, she's in the same company as on. She has the same amount of Oaks wins as Angel Cordero, Lonnie Clayton. I'm reading off a list, by the way, so I'm not doing this by memory. Lonnie Clayton, Braulio Baeza, um, and Corey Nakatani. Eddie Delahousse, and Gary Stevens. I mean, that's elite company for any rider. So spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. American Pharoah loved the slop. My dad still likes to recollect the time that I told a bunch of gamblers during the Preakness that American Pharoah won the Rebel Stakes in the slop. That's I was a smart aleck as a kid. All right, princess. Let's see what you can do at the grade 1 level. Do we get another grade 1 winner on our hands? Good break. That was a good break. All right, we're settling back. Might be a little too much, but let's see what happens when the tides start to shift. Okay, she's slowly making her move. Final furlong. All right, let's see what she's got. Come on, girl. Ah, darn it. She just doesn't have it. Finished fourth. All right, well, I can't blame her. Yeah, you might as well. Simply joking. Let me see. Let me remind myself of what she has done. A Pennsylvania bred. You don't see that very often. Oh, right. She was second in the fantasy. That was a heck of a race between her and, let me check what happened. Quiet Side. Those two ran a heck of a race. If they did that again at the Kentucky Oaks, I'd be so happy. I love a good duel. All right, horse name. Winner of the Ponca. Winner of the Ponca. Let's see. Let's give you a go. Oh yeah, world record. He went 107. Like freakish stuff. Okay. Guys, I think we got a grade 1 winner, but I'm not but let's see. Okay, come on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on, girl. All right, good girl. One more length, two more lengths. All right, final furlong. Just stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A grade 1 winner. Horse name. Well, now I know who my goodness, a homebred grade 1 winner. Never in my years have I ever been able to do that. But look at you go. You've done it. You are truly one of the best ever. Congratulations a million times. Thank you so much. So now horse name is a grade 1 winner. I really have underestimated you, girl. The daughter of Chris's swimming. Man, he's already a grade 1 winning sire, or grade 1 producing sire. Like, this is a homebred through and through. So proud of her. Let's see if we can take her to the Tapper's Cup. I want to try on the Tapper's Cup. Quiet Side, Good Cheer, and Simply Joking. Good choices. All right, Tom, let's see if you got something. Tom Swimming, winner of the City of Vibes. Let's see what happens when we try the Uranium Stakes. Samantha's Beach. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try her in the Tapper's Cup, too. I'm just going to go for it. Majestic Red. Let's see what happens with him. He's a miler. Happy he's out of post 17. Griffin Johnson might like the challenge. Might have actually liked the challenge, unfortunately for him. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, man. All right. He's an excellent horse. Oh, I believe it. I think that Sovereignty could be a real menace as an older horse if he stays healthy and they don't retire him too early. Oh ho! Look at Tom go. Look at Tom go. Come on, fight on. Fight on. Ah, damn it. He was doing so good, too. But he just capitulated at the last moment. Ah, darn it. Is he named after Braulio Baeza? I actually don't know that answer. It makes sense, but maybe he was just named after some guy. I mean, Baeza is a common last name. Gentle Quinn. All right, you're going to take a break. You're not running in the Tapper's Cup. Samantha's Beach. You're going to the Tapper's Cup mile. $1 million on the line. Horse name. Let's see what you are. Mile and an eighth. So we're going to the Juvenile. Man, there's so much at stake. He's going to have a rough time? Yeah. All right, folks, do you think we can do it? You think we can win the Tapper's Cup with Miss Horse Name or Samantha's Beach? We got some goodies here. Most mounts without a Derby win is Nakatani and Alvarado. Yeah, Nakatani, and then he teamed up with Asmussen as the losing trainer with Nero, but now Nakatani's an analyst. Can you explain why he's a gelding? I'm drunk and disorderly. Hey, Dennis, we're running in the Tapper's Cup. We're running in the Breeders' Cup, man. How you feel? You excited for Samantha's Beach and horse name to win the Tapper's Cup? No one's replacing Render Judgment if he scratches. There's literally no other also eligibles available. I don't want this year to be a Triple Crown winner because then everyone's just going to be constantly debating about whether it's legit or not because of the Belmont Stakes being 1.25 miles. And I just don't want to hear that crap. So I hope you're wrong. I don't want a Triple Crown winner until we get back to Belmont. We have some good horses, but they're going to be tearing each other to pieces. Favorite long shot this year? Cold Battle could be considered a long shot. When I was a kid, I always thought that every year there was a chance at a Triple Crown. The first year I thought there wouldn't be a Triple Crown was always dreaming, and honestly, I was surprised how right I was. Why is Burnham Square a gelding? It's likely temperament. It's likely that Burnham Square was so unruly as a youngster that in order to make him easier to handle, they castrated him and thought that his genes weren't worth preserving because his racing ability was just not good enough to justify it. It's more recent, but basically, normally the Belmont Stakes is run at a mile and a half. That's the distance. But in 2000, after 2023, they are currently reconstructing Belmont Park and making it like totally new. They destroyed the old facility and are building a new one. So while that's going on, they're running at another racetrack called Saratoga, and Saratoga can't run at a mile and a half. So instead, they're just shortening it to a mile and a quarter. 153. I mean, whoever that Triple Crown winner is, he hasn't even been. He's a 1 year old horse. Ethan Nolan, whoever that is, he's just a 1 year old horse. He's gallivanting around. He's just finished suckling on his mother's teat, and now he's all independent and learning about the big, scary, scary world. I wonder who he could be. Luxury Cafe and Sandman. I like your style, Mr. and Mrs. McPhee. Yeah, there's so many shoulda, woulda, coulda Triple Crown winners, but that's kind of why the Triple Crown winner is so kind of important because it's unfair. It's inherently unfair. Here we are. He was gelded early in his career due to an unruly disposition at the farm. So Burnham Square, so like most geldings, he was castrated due to poor temperament when he was a stallion. Oh, hey, Goba. I don't think East Avenue will run as well as people think as well as American Promise. East Avenue, I think, is gonna play an important role in setting the pace, but I don't think he's gonna win. It'd be a miracle if he won. I have the last two Derby winners picked correctly, and going for a three, I got receipts, lol. So okay, you picked Mage and Mystic Dan. So in that case, Mr. Ethan Nolan, who's winning this year? Who is the winner of the 2025 Kentucky Derby? Who will be the third jewel of your Triple Crown? Well, he ponders that. Say Neo Equos. Okay, funny story about Neo Tistastic or Publisher. Okay, I'll hold you to it. So Neo Equos. What's funny about him is that there's this guy who commented on my TikTok page, and he said that he picked out he had his school did a raffle, um, where he picked where everyone picked a Derby horse, and whoever's horse wins the Kentucky Derby, they don't have to take the final exam. So if Neo Equos wins, some guy named Jay in like high school doesn't have to take his final exam. So if that's a reason to not root for Neo Equos, I don't know what is. Sandman Sovereignty, double S. Need to make your final decision? Hey, look, you got 2 days. What's the Philly equivalent for the Belmont Stakes? Because you have the Kentucky Oaks and Black Eyed Susan for the Derby and Preakness. Uh, there's not really an equivalent, but on the same day as the Belmont, there's the Acorn, but that's 1 mile. There isn't really a mile and a half race for fillies. He's cooked. Uh, yeah, he probably is. Poor kid. Wants to get out of his finals so bad. But he got Neil Equos. But maybe I'm the sucker. Maybe I'm the one who's cooked. I have finals coming up too. The Coaching Club American Oaks is not the Belmont. What's the Turf Triple Crown? It's the Belmont Derby, the Saratoga Derby, and the Jockey Club Derby, run in July, August, and September. So far, the horse who's gotten closest to doing it is Nation's Pride, but he lost the Belmont Derby to Classic Causeway, but he then won the next two jewels. You'd rip the paper. I kind of hope Chunk of Gold gets second, even though I don't even think he's good enough. It would just be cool to see him keep the streak of seconds going. That would be funny, more sad. Chunk of Gold, more like Chunk of Silver. That would be Chunk of Silver comes second again in the Kentucky Derby. That'd be a headline and a half from the Courier Journal. All right, it's Tapper's Cup time. Let's see if we can win these big races. Come on, Samantha. Not anymore. It used to be when Ruffian was racing, but it's now just a mile and an eighth. The longest race for 3-year-old fillies is the mile and a quarter Alabama Stakes. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, keep going. Keep going. You got it? Nope. She don't got it. She don't got it. But we got third. All right, third's not bad. $130,000. All right, the Tapper's Cup Juvenile. This is what I'm more excited about. Ah, crap. And we were doing so good. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Hang on. Final furlong. This is where the race is won. Dig deep. Dig deep. Dig deep. Dig deep. Dig deep. Yes! The Tapper's Cup Juvenile. We have a homebred Tapper's Cup winner, folks. Yeehaw! Would you look at that? Bravo, horse name. Horse name. Now that's a name that strikes fear into people's hearts. Tap Derby. Tap Derby is the game, folks. And I am really good at it. Chunk of Gold purchase for 2,500. Yeah, that's a great story. Hasn't been training as well as I hoped he would. That's unfortunate. I mean, the Japanese do look weird when they train. They don't look like how the Americans train. You really thought he was working? I've heard some people think of him as kind of a turfy worker, Mr. Final Gambit. In my opinion, I think the disappearance of the Champagne Stakes in one... Chunk of Copper. What in the luck? Let's predict who wins for real. All right, let's see what we got here. If y'all want to gamble on the Tap Derby, that'd be fun. Gentle Quinn, let's get you in the smaller sprint title. And Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams. I think I'm going to save you for something else. Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait with you. Mr. Samantha's Beach, they get a good rest. African Princess. Let's try the Branched Oak. There you go. And then after the Branched Oak, we'll try the Rammed Stakes. And then Majestic Red. By the way, have you got a Discord server? Yes, we do, Goba. Let me actually just like right now. Let me just, here we go. Here is the Sketchy the Horse Guy Discord server. Hopefully that works. So yeah, anyone who's interested, you can join the Sketchy the Horse Guy Discord server. It's not the most active in the world, but we've done watch parties before for horse racing media. We discussed the Triple Crown and other horse things on there. And I like to think we have a good time. I think so. So yeah, if you want to join us on Discord, there's your option, Goba. For any hate to see Rodriguez scratch. Yeah, I was liking him. For anybody that didn't know, the Kentucky Derby used to be a mile and a half. The Belmont used to be a mile and 5/8, and the Prince and the Preakness used to be a mile and 70 yards. Yes, Rodriguez is scratched due to a foot bruise. Would Sandman benefit from blinkers? It depends on the horse. It's worked in the past for other horses, but the thing is, horses are like people, not one size fits all. It is a viable option to try blinkers, and it has helped horses focus in the past. Um, it is a reasonable assessment to say, yeah, he maybe could benefit from some blinkers. Um, Yeah, they used to be a couple days apart as well, and at one point the Preakness was run before the Derby. Yeah, that was before the Triple Crown was a thing. Like before the Triple Crown was a thing, they just kind of were all over each other. But then Sir Barnard and Gallant Fox made it happen. All right, African Princess, let's pick up the slack, shall we? Oh wait, Gentle Quinn first. Anywhere with Money Track experience? Coal Battle, Luxor Cafe, Neo Equos, um, American Promise, Publisher. Off the top of my head, those are horses that are experienced on mud. All right, Princess, let's go. Atta girl, atta girl. Yeah, baby. If Render Judgment is out, there goes my mom's pick for the Derby. Yeah, I know. Like, Render Judgment has such a cool story with him being owned by Toby Keith, but that horse is not good. If that horse wins, I would never bet horse racing again. Citation. You were pretty good. He did take the Withers, but Citation took the Jersey Stakes between the Preakness and the Belmont. After that, it never happened again. If Native Dancer had won, hold him to it. Wait, hold who to what? Are we talking about Ethan's predictions, or are we talking about the race that just happened? Um, Render Judgment, yeah. Um, oh, yeah, that would be a bold. You're right because of my bold claims. Yeah, Render Judgment currently is fighting a quarter crack. So he may scratch, but at the same time, I'm not really sure because you can run horses on quarter cracks, but like you're never gonna get the best out of it. And clearly, even at his best, he doesn't run very well or good enough to win. More specifically, welcome Brian Mayman to the Discord server. You hate chocolate? Wow, you're sad. You know what? I need to start giving people like roles in the Discord server. Let me just quickly do that. One more. There we go. A quarter crack is basically a crack in the hoof. Yeah, that was disappointing. I think you're right, British lad. Let me just check just to make sure, but I believe it's a crack in the hoof. A quarter crack Yeah, the hoof wall. So it's like a cracked toenail, but also like a cracked foot because the toenail is the foot of the horse. So the horse, so like, yeah, he has a crack on his foot, basically, on his hoof. And the old adage is no foot, no horse. Sunday Silence won the Kentucky Derby with a quarter crack. Well, he was Sunday Silence. He wasn't. He wasn't rendered judgment. And then in 1982, Lucas ran a horse with a quarter crack named Marfa, and Marfa was a crazy horse. Um, uh, who's riding Neo Equos? Luis Saez. Big Brown lost a horseshoe, and also it was like 100 degrees that day, so that was one of the reasons he lost. Um, need to be nothing less than 100% to for the Derby. Owners not fair to render judgment. It's a vertical crack originating at the skin line. Sounds like you know a little bit more about this than I do. Well, Saez is about Saez is a very good jockey. He crossed the wire first in the 2019 Kentucky Derby, but then his horse got disqualified. So that was rough. Yes, Sunday Silence has a crazy story. Just the fact that he even made it to the Derby is a miracle. Um, he was um, he was something else. I really admire that horse and all that he ended up doing. And he's drop dead beautiful. That certainly helps him out. Invisible Ink. I'll never forget that horse. I have a classmate who was a son of that horse who's now her off track thoroughbred. So I'm never forgetting Invisible Ink because of that. The stallion record in Japan was remarkable. Nothing short of it. Like what he did for Japanese racing, they'll never forget that. He'll always be a legend for a stallion career, despite the fact that he already was a spectacular racehorse. Even though he never really got the credit he deserved because he was constant. Everyone always said, "Oh, easy goer, easy goer." I mean, for how great Easy Goer was, at the end of the day, he had 3 chances to beat Sunday Silence, and it never worked. He never made it happen, except when he was at his home track. Just saying. I don't think Point Given was winning the Kentucky Derby no matter what happened. Because that race was just so suicidal. It was just not meant for a front runner like Point Given to win. Like, shame what happened, but I just do not think that Gary Stevens, even if he rode the race perfectly in everyone's eyes, would have made it work. Pace Meltdown stands a chance. Publisher could do something crazy. Sandman is going to really enjoy that. Coal Battle's going to relish that too. Journalism would probably enjoy it, but that wouldn't be like the most appreciative of Pace Meltdown. Publisher would probably be the most thankful for it. Yeah, I just don't think that he can keep it up for a mile and a quarter. I'll be honest though, win, lose, or draw, the Kentucky Derby every year, it never disappoints me. I always get so excited. It's just fun to see everyone just like debate about it and have all these predictions, all these stories. And then you get people who normally don't follow the Derby, and then they get to ask you questions. Like, I got asked by my high school history teacher who I thought was going to win the Kentucky Derby. My pick's journalism. Yeah, I just don't. I agree, British lad. I just don't think there was a world where Point Given could win that Kentucky Derby. It was just so fast. Like, that was a great example of like how even a regular horse like Monarchos can get close to breaking the speed record. It's all about track more than it is horse. That's why, to some extent, speed records are actually kind of overrated. So much for drunk disorderly raising hell. Yeah, it sounds like you're more of a sleepy drunk. Speed King. What's funny is that I know who you're talking about, Brad, because Speed King's is a decently popular handicapper, and he seems to really know what he's talking about, and I really love his thumbnail designs. But when you mentioned that, all I could think of was the horse who won the Southwest Stakes, not the handicapper. And I love you, drunk. I love you too, then. All right, Tom Swimming. 1 mile. Let's try you in the Cheddar Bay. Let's get you into the Cheddar Bay, and then Miss Tomorrow. Let's try you in the different type stakes. Then after that, Samantha's Beach. That could be interesting. Majestic Red, you can try the Lectern. And then Samantha's Beach. Let's try you in the Bali Derby. Let's see if that's even in the cards. Can you go that far? That hasn't happened. Journalism has never ran in the rain. But the Santa Anita Derby track surface was deeper. Render Judgment is not scratched. If Render Judgment gets scratched, no one's replacing him. There's literally no other also eligibles in the race, so there's just going to be 19 horses in the field. That's just how it's going to play. I guess Aaron Greider. Oh, Aaron. All right, we're off. All right, Red. That's it, baby. I know that California Burrito was for a moment considered and also eligible, but then they decided just to go for the Pate Mile instead, which I think was the better choice anyway. I don't think California Burrito was really a good horse. Or, well, it's unfortunate what happened to him with that jump when he made that leap in the stretch. Yeah, American Promise, he is proven in the slop, so that's a play. That's a good angle to play. All right, Tomorrow. Come on, Tomorrow. Ah, darn it. Am I already out of this? Wait a minute. Maybe she ricochets. Yep, she's ricocheting. Oh yeah, let's go. Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams. Yeah, the only difference was California Burrito. I don't think was winning, but good reference. You're definitely picking up your historical knowledge very well. You remind me of a younger me. All right, Tom, let's see what you got. I know that you faded a little bit in your last race, but come on, stay strong for me. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Maybe, crap. Well, Tom, 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 Tom. Well, you finished second at least. All right, now time for the big risk, the Bali Derby. Can Samantha's Beach stretch out her? She's a miler, but can she stretch out an extra furlong? She's doing good so far. Okay, good. All right. Come on. Good job. Yep. Nope. Ah, crap. Come on. Bear down. Bear down. Finish strong. Okay, that wasn't bad. Just shy of great. Damn it. Yeah, I meant the handicapper, although the Southwest Stakes was the race that got me hooked on the Sandman. He impressed me hopping in the air and coming like a freight train. That's a good reason to like him. I have to admit, I am pretty knowledgeable about horse racing around history. I mean, that's my niche too. I mean, that's why I make the videos I do. But yeah, I'm impressed. Bravo. Keep it up. Love seeing other people interested in racing history. All right, Samantha's Beach. You ran great this season. You won a grade one, the metro area. That was amazing. You won the metro area at age 3, and then you were second or third in 3. You were top 3 in 3 more grade 1 races. And let's see, has she peaked yet? No, she hasn't. I think we got ourselves a really good one. So Samantha's Beach, she's going to be a great filly. Gentle Quinn, I'm not sure if I'm going to use him as a stallion or if I'm just going to sell him. Oh yeah, we really bred a lot of babies. Yep, that's correct, because of the Hart-Agnew law. All right, the Ram Stakes. This is the first time that horse name actually gets the chance to run at her preferred distance. And African Princess, let's put her there too. This is also a distance that she likes. So this should be fun. Yeah, they did. Man of War was running clockwise at one point in his career. And that sent old Rosebud out for 2.5 years. I'm going to have to start getting kind of picky about who I keep around. Yeah, I'm going to have to get picky about who I'm keeping for next year. But for now, let's see what happens in the Rammed. Well, looks like we got a clear leader here, folks. Horse name. There we go. A spectacular performance. 5 lengths the best. If you had to choose a jockey who could really change their horse's chances, who would it be? I don't actually really know a lot of. I actually am not as knowledgeable on jockeys, so I can't really tell you. What's next for Cornucopian? I think they're giving him a break. I think he's getting a break, but I don't. I actually don't know. Put Johnny V on Citizen Bull and see if he can pull another authentic. That'd be interesting, but I'm not so sure. All right, Quinn, let's just get you into another race. Then I think I'm going to retire you. Lemaire Rispoli. Well, that was easy. Easy money. All right, Tom Swimming. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm keeping Majestic Red around. He's done all right, but I just don't think he's as good as Horse Name or African Princess. That'd be interesting. Sandman with Mike Smith. You never really know. Could Mind That Bird have won the Belmont Stakes if they gave. Maybe. He ran a heck of a race to be third. Cornucopian ran second Wednesday at Aqueduct in a 1-turn mile. Yeah, that was really bad. I was just like, what was that? Samantha's Beach. You know what? I'm running her one more time. I'm running her in the captain. Sneak in one last race for my own ego. See if she can shorten up a little bit. and take a 3-year-old race before the year ends. Come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Well, I'm just an idiot. Looks like my ego's gotten the better of me today. In a 3-horse field, I don't think that's the race to do it. All right, time to make the hard choices. Retire. Yeah, I need to call some horses. Tom's swimming. He's worth a lot of money. It will come out on Android, yes. According to the creator, yes, it will. Tom's swimming. You've done good for us. All right. You know what? I'm gonna sell Tom swimming. Let's just get him nice. Let's just get a quick buck here. That's 800,000 right in the bank. That's some good money. I don't think he earned 800,000 last year, so he definitely was worth more being sold. Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams was all right, but with how many 2-year-olds are coming in this year, I'm gonna have to get really picky. So we're gonna sell him. Least favorite, Flying Mohawk and Red Dirt Judgment, without a doubt. And then Chasing Tomorrow's Dreams. You ran very well, my friend, but well, the Kentucky Derby has a lot of undeserving horses in it. That's kind of the beauty of it, and sometimes they actually win. I don't think Chunk of Gold's got a great shot, but it's better than some horses. Yeah, Jason Worth, you can choke me if that horse wins. Let's see, should I buy a horse? Nah, I'm not buying a horse. Hooked on in the Southwest. Yeah, I mean, Sandman went viral with that defeat. So valiant. All right, let's see what we got here. We're gonna have to blow some money, and we're gonna see what kind of babies we're on. I don't. I don't. Sovereignty got a good shot, but I don't think Citizen Bolt can do it. Willie Shoemaker, Sims, Stuart Elliott, and Sonny Leon. Well, it's not impossible. Let's just say that. Mr. Chris is swimming. All right, let's see what kind of distances we have. We have a 1.125 horse. Sunny Elephant. A 1.375 horse, so this horse is going to take a while to really get going. I don't think so, Goba. Yeah, you seem to really like that horse, Tapan Street. So we got 2 long distance horses, so we can get really picky. 3 1.375 horses. Oh my god. Who's going to be this is going to be interesting. So we got a bunch of long distance horses and a 1.125 horse. Sounds to me I'm going to need to breed some sprinters this year. I'm going with Locked. I think Locked's going to win. Fierceness is doing his first race off a layoff. He's not going to be at his best. I personally don't think. Lash is not good. I'm rooting for him just out of love for him, but Locked is in there too, and he had quite a comeback. I mean, I saw Locked win the Santa Anita Handicap over Hit Show, and then Hit Show won the Dubai World Cup. So Locked has a lot to prove. Cordero screwed Genuine Risk over in the 1980 Preakness. I mean, Vasquez had nowhere to go. I don't like ragging on Grand River too much, but I just love the night. But that's such a unfortunate, funny grammar error. The 1980 Pregnant, and they're off in the Pregnant Stakes. And the race is actually and the winner of the race is actually not the one that finishes first. Oh god, there's a lot of awful jokes that could be made with that. Oh dear, what have I done? All right, 1 mile, the journey. All right, princess, let's get you up and running. Let's start this year good. First to give birth wins, but do you really win? Because if you do, how healthy is the baby? I know you meant the Preakness. I'm just messing with you. All right, let's just max out these horses' stats too. Perfect. Come on, you lazy bum. Nope, that's gonna take a while. Better than a scratch. Oh no! Oh, that's dark. Oh, that is morbid. Oh man. Now that is a dark joke. Mr. Venmo, you, sir, are morbidly hilarious. Rest in peace, Ronnie Franklin. Yeah, that guy. It's unfortunate, like the highs and lows that he received, especially the Triple Crown. Like, well, just all the stuff that he got for losing the Belmont Stakes, even though it was kind of his fault. All right, now that those horses' stats are up, let's start making back some money for once. We're off. There we go. Good girl. Good job. Horse name is a lot of. I think horse name should wait for the weather stakes. All right, Samantha, you're going right into the Pegasus turf. I'm throwing you right into the deep end. He did file a foul against him, and he even took it to court, but it just never. But the results stayed the same. We're off in the weathers, and we're off. Horse name writes the early lead. Well, this is easy. Just look at him go. Wow. We got a good one, folks. Horse name's only getting better. She obliterated this field. Romped. Just waltzed home. All right, Samantha, what do you got for us? Pick it up, 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 pick it up. Oh my gosh, folks. I think we just got a $1 million horse race under our belts. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. That's it. That's it. Samantha's Beach. Oh, yeah, the horse without a name. Now, that would have been something else. That was one of the craziest things I found out during my research of the iceberg, that a horse with no name literally raced in the Kentucky Derby. All right, American African Princess. Let's put you in the Red Cow. Oh, it looks like our horses are starting to kind of get of racing, are starting to get of age. Calm Owen. I'm gonna need to name these guys. Chasing Cactus is already a good name, so I'm keeping that one. Fast as an elephant. Off we go. Eddie, could Farlap have won the Kentucky Derby? I don't think so. Well, that was a clunker from African Princess. What happened? Well, that's not what I was hoping for. Let's just say that. Wait for the 7 furlong races. This is how I know which horses really prioritize. Run them all at the same distance and see who's the fastest. Samantha's Beach. Screw it. Let's try the Desert Cup. This might be a little out of her wheelhouse, but it's worth a shot. Horse name, I'm going to wait. All right, let's see what we got. We got some maidens to win. Chasing Cactus Alert. Okay, 124. That's pretty slow. It's the American DeHaas. Well, Calm Owen's pretty assertive. All right, he's pretty fast. Or by comparison, he's faster. Is 134.2 a good time for a mile? Or 7.5 furlongs? For 7.5 furlongs, that's very bad. For a mile, that's very fast. Looks like fast as an elephant might be our fastest of our brood. All right, Samantha. Do you have anything in this Desert Cup? Or are we about to win over $5 million or $3 million, but whatever. All right, stay strong. You got this. You got this. You got this. Come on, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. All right, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are we about to do this? This is not a drill. Fight on, girl. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Yes! Yes! New record too. Wow! Look at that. $5 million horse race. Take it. The Desert Cup. Samantha's Beach. What a breadwinner. We are way richer than we were before. Oh my God. Look at that. Just look at that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Winning the Desert Cup is a big deal. The race comes with a lot of tough distance, and the field it's always full of great horses. You've done a great job training the horse up and getting ready for your such a prestigious race. All right, let's look at the achievements, folks. All right, over here, we are now the Desert King. All thanks to her. Look at that. After such a bad showing in the Captain Stakes, she's won the Tappers World Cup Turf and the Desert Cup. She's already earned $3.6 million in just 2 races. This is year 8. This is year 8 of career mode, so we're actually really young. Okay, the Always Youthful. This will be an important test. All right. Horse name. African Princess, we're going to try somewhere else probably. All right, we're off. He just wasn't ready. Arrogate just was not ready. Come on, horse name. Pick it up. Pick it up. All right, there we go. All right. That's what I like to see. Come on, horse name. Come on, horse name. That's a good girl. Winner of the Always Youthful. $240,000. All right, so it looks like Fast as an Elephant is the fastest of the group, but that's because he's a 1.8 horse. Out of the 1.8 horses, it seems as though Calm Owen is the best of our brood. African Princess, not yet. Okay, now it's the Desert Cup time. Samantha's Beach, you're going to the Eastern Turf. We're going to see if we can make it triple. African Princess at 1.125. You know what we're going to do? Thundergold should have been horse of the year in 95 if there was no Cigar. Well, yeah, but Cigar, so that's just how it is. That's just how it is. You can't have 2 horse of the years. Yeah, that's really all it takes. All right, horse name I'm gonna save for the Florida Derby. African Princess I'm gonna try. All right, let's try this out. In the gate, Eastern Derby. Come on, Princess. Come on. Oh, she's giving way. Prepping horse name for the Triple Crown. That really all potentially. Um, she's a mile and an eighth horse, so I'm not sure how far she can go. But if she wins the Eastern Derby, or not the Eastern Derby, like the basically this game's equivalent to the Florida Derby, which is I think that I would take a stab at it because I mean that's a $1 million grade one. If not, I think I'm planning on scaling her back. But a mile and a quarter would be a serious ask of her, but not of some. But just look at her go. Look at Samantha Speech go. That's another $1.8 million in the bank. We've nearly doubled our money this year. We started out with $5 million. Now we're nearly at $10 million. So I guess I'm allowed to be a bit more. Samantha Speech is a 4-year-old horse. She was 3 last year. Horse name. Okay. 7 furlong sprints. Let's get these 2-year-olds nice and ready to go for us. And then horse name. Doesn't really matter the Wheatfield or the Florida Derby. So African Princess and horse name are my 2 3-year-old horses. African Princess lost the Eastern Derby, ran all right. I don't think she's not going to the Derby. Horse name, if she wins this race and if she wins it like convincingly, then I'm gonna try her in the Derby. But so far, I haven't had much luck in the Derby in this playthrough. But this could be the time where things start to change. Also, next week, the next game week, week 15, is when breeding starts, so we can start breeding some horses. All right, Cactus, there we go. Attaboy. Bravo. Okay. We're off. And Calm Owen. Samantha was not a homebred. I just bought her. But she's gonna be such a great broodmare, so I'll breed to her in the future. But no. Horse name's a homebred though, and so is African Princess. And so are all these 2-year-olds that I'm running right now. They're all my 2-year-old brood. How do you evaluate when buying the horse in the game? The game's pretty simple. So like there's 3 core stats, and the better the stat, like there's a time, there's a heart rate thing, and a barrel racing, and those evaluate the horse's speed, stamina, and agility. That would be insane, but there used to be Hawaiian bred horses, but Hawaii doesn't breed horses anymore, or race horses at least. Fast as an elephant, they're doing a good job. There we go. That's even faster. Look at him go. All right, the Wheatfield. This is where we finally see if we should try horse name in the Tap Derby. All right, horse name. Okay. All right. Well, folks, we're going to the Tap Derby. We're going to the Derby. As Griffin Johnson once said, we're going to the Derby. That was very good. So, horse name. So now we have her in the wheat field. So this is perfect. I mean, horse name, she's really done everything I've asked of her. She won the Sparkler. She won the Tap First Cup Juvenile. She won the Rammed, and now she's won the wheat field. Like when we fought, like the only time she has lost in her career have been when we pushed her back to 6 furlongs, which is not her ideal distance at all. So at a mile or longer, she's been invincible. Just frankly, so horse name, we got a Derby horse, folks. And now with our money, let's breed. Let's go to the breeding barn, shall we? This should be fun. Okay, so Tom's Lucky City, not really what I want to breed to. Chris's Swimming, I think, is still going to be our predominant sire. Chris's Swimming so far has been the, before we got Samantha's Beach, Chris's Swimming was the best horse we ever had. Here we go. This should be a nice horse. A nice long distance horse, Catching Mountain. They'll finish strong, that's for sure, and they'll have good stamina. Starters orders. I've tried getting into that. It was a lot harder for me to figure out. Ooh, this horse looks good. Dragon Eli. Yeah, I might have to try that game again because the first time I tried it, I just never got it. I wasn't able to get into it. But maybe I just needed to give it another shot. Another shot. It's very. I know it's very meticulous. Kentucky Derby winners that skip the Triple Crown. I'm not sure about that one. It probably wouldn't be on the top of my list. Let's see. Is there another horse here with incredible speed? If someone is, if you decide to try it, let me know on Discord. I can help you through it. Yeah, another person who who he goes by Key on Discord, KII, also known as Speedy Empire. He's a master of starters orders too. So I certainly have the materials to learn what's the word? Starters orders. Okay. Oh, we can't do that? Ah, fungus. All right, we're gonna have to find a horse to breed him to. There is a racing gaming chat, so it's like that is a choice that we can have. Like, if we wanted to start like seriously talking about like horse racing games, there is a horse racing gaming chat for that. So yeah, we could do something. That'd be insane, but impossible. But it actually has happened before. Well, technically, well, there have been fillies who the Kentucky Oaks used to be weeks apart from the Kentucky Derby, and back then there actually were fillies who did try both, but none ever did it. Breed a nice horse that way. All right, I think that's enough breeding, but we got some good horses. Where have I announced? Okay, I've announced at 5 racetracks. I've called a Turf Paradise. I've done full cards at a full card at Turf Paradise. But I've called at Rito Park, which is currently no longer operating, but they're trying to get a new operator, so it should be back soon. I hope. I've called at Horseshoe Indianapolis. I've called it Hoosier Park, which is a harness track, and I've called one race at Colonial Downs in Virginia. And this summer, I'm hoping to do a lot more than that. So I hope that answers the question. Out of those racetracks, that's a good question. Rito was the most what was the one that like I have the most nostalgic attachment to because I learned so much from it. It was such a little track, but the environment was just so exciting. So yeah, Rito Park. Zippy Chippy bred to Zenyatta, that would be funny. I think they would produce the worst racehorse ever, not because of Zippy Chippy, but because Zenyatta is just a bad broodmare. Wow. And so the streak snaps. He ran good, but not good enough. All right, let's see what happens with African Princess. Is an African Princess going to the Derby? Wow. Okay. Well, when you're on that good, yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, we got two in the Derby. All right, African Princess, she's going to join the Kentucky Derby or the Tap Derby. So the Tap Derby, we now have two horses in it. Now that she's won that, 146, and horse name. Okay, horse name was faster, but it never hurts to have more than one horse in it. I can imagine listening to commentators are so enjoyable. What would you say you like the most that you like most people overlook about that career? I think it's the horses you get to follow. The fact that you get to be a part of so many people's stories. Like, you impact people's lives by telling the stories of their horses. Tap ground, here we come. Knock on wood. Well, let's give it a shot. Okay, Samantha's Beach. She's going to go to the Turf Jewel. Give her a workout. All right, she should win this, no problem. African Princess goes to the Tap Derby. Let's work her out and just get her nice and ready. And then horse name, workout, and some spa treatment. Get them all nice and fit, and then run them in the Derby. Okay. And then our babies, they're going to wait another time. All right. We talked about the Kentucky Derby. This is a Kentucky Derby stream. It's only fair that we end with the Derby. In the gate. All right, first up, the Turf Jewel. And we're off. Wow, Samantha's Beach is already like right at the lead. She doesn't always do that. Oh, this is gonna be scary. I think she's about to get run past. Yep, she got beat. Let's see the horses and make the predictions. All right, Samantha's Beach got second. Now, let's try the Tap Derby. So in our field, we have Ian's Nice Maniac, Radiant Window, Eli Seizing, Unique Penguin, Fox Molly, African Princess, Journey Owen, Binging Majestic, Surfacing Mountain, Diane's Calm City, Thankful Katie, and Horse Name. That is your field for the 25th running of the Tap Derby. Or the 8th running of the Tap Derby. Whoops. In the gate. Ready for the start. Thankful Katie to show. I like your style, man. We're off. Who goes to the lead? All right. Horse name's taking the stalking position. Radiant window right to the front. Five furlongs out. Horse name is slowly grinding forward. They've taken third place. All right, we're not going to make it. But still, okay, so Radiant Window to smash the track record. But Horse Name still gave us $650,000 by finishing third. African Princess didn't show. Looks like African Princess is kind of set in her ways. So a third place finisher in the Tap Derby. I can live with that. I can live with that. Just for the heck of it, because my pride is stricken, we're going to run these horses in the allowance races, just burst through that, and then I'm going to try Horse Name in the middle jewel, because I'm going to try them in the middle jewel. If Horse Name, I'm only going to run Horse Name in the middle jewel, but I think that Horse Name could really do something. Yeah, that's the Preakness. All right, Owen. All right, this is going to get close, but he fights back. I don't know. The Preakness once had 22 horses in it, but for some reason they just decided never to run 20 horses. And there goes Fast as an Elephant. Fast as an Elephant still doing a good job. Horse Name. We're going to try you here. I don't think it has to do with earnings. All right, Horse Name. This will be the last race of the day. In the gate. And we're off. All right, good start. Good start. Lying in wait. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's running away. But here comes Violence Demanding and Tom Zany Wolf. This is going to be interesting. Can she hang on? Horse Name begging for the finish line. She got it. We've got a Triple Crown jewel. We may not have won the Derby, but we've got the Middle Crown. And that is the first time I've ever won a jewel of the crown in this game. Well, is it the Middle Crown? So I guess you could do better. Nah, just messing with you. What a win. Seeing that horse come home to win. I got chills. So Horse Name. Look at her go. I just binged your whole Derby profile series. So helpful. We're picking horses this year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Poltergeist. That means a lot to me, as I've that's the main reason why I make those videos, is to try and be quick and informative for people. So I'm glad that I've succeeded in my job, because I've been making those videos since I was like 14 years old. And in fact, I still do it at 20. is nuts. But I'm proud that I've gotten better at my craft, and I'm introducing new audiences every year. So that's a good, nice high note. So let's look at our stars now. Samantha's Beach, winner of the Tappers World Cup, Turf Desert Cup, and Eastern Turf. Those are some achievements right there. African Princess, winner of the Sunshine Derby, a $1 million race. Glad to have you be a part of my subscriber base. And Samantha and Horse Name in 16 outs, never worse than third, and that includes running in the Tap Derby, and then won the Middle Crown. So a Triple Crown race winner. I've bred myself a fine horse. And a homebred no less. Now just 2 more jewels to go to try and take down. I'm not Samantha's Beach is definitely not running in the Tap Long. It's just weights or the thing is though, they're both fillies, so that just wouldn't work. But Horse Name and I would need to find a really good stallion for her, but Horse Name and Samantha's Beach are going to be a great brood. They're going to be a part of a great brood of horses down the road when I play this game some more. Let's see. Unfortunately, yeah, no, I wish. But nope, they're both fillies. All my best stuff is girls, which is probably more important. So that is today's stream. Thank you all so much for taking part. If you always want, join the Discord server. We can talk on there. Thank you all so much for watching, and happy Kentucky Derby. Let's hope some of us win big. Ciao.